Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And guess what? We have come up with a name for little lady, and the name is Kiki. And you're wondering why the name Kiki? Well, the Greek word for Sunday, which was the day that she came, or Jane found her in the office down at Fidelity, is Kyriakou. Is that right?
Kyriaki.
Kyriaki. So we thought Kyriaki, Vicky. No. Then we thought Kyriaki, Kiki. And then, yeah, we come up with Kiki. So there you go. She's got a name now. And so she's called Kiki. And she's been a good little girl. This morning, we had to take Sweetie to the vets to be sterilised. That was a bit of a trauma in itself. I got myself scratched to hell. In the end, I had to go get my motorcycle gloves out and to get her in the box. And we've got her there now, bless her. And so now at the moment, she's at the vets being sterilised. So no more little babies. A little son, wherever he is, he was a bit traumatised with the procedure, but bless him, he seems to be all right now. But anyway, today, what a beautiful day. And what a day it is as well. England are playing Denmark tonight, 10 o'clock. You can come and watch that at Magdalena's if you're here on the island. But we are looking forward to that game. So there's a positive for you today. The weather forecast, absolutely roasting. Actually, I didn't even look at what Amanda said about the weather at the moment. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, yeah, she said, morning, Ginge. We're still on yellow alert for extreme temperatures. Sunny and very hot temperatures today, 33 degrees. But it's going to feel like 37. Have a great day. Thank you for that. But let's have a quick look at the weather and also at the real estate because, again, it is glorious. Blue skies-ish. There's a slight haze, but nothing major. And you can feel it's hot. You can hear the sound of the crickets singing. Normally when they're doing that, it's around about 32. All right, that's when they sort of come into song. So it is a hot day today. Right, let's look at the news then. And to be honest, I don't normally like leading with news from the UK because I know you get enough of that as it is. But just quickly, in fact, I better do the other stuff I normally do before I get to the news. Just to say, no news concerning Wiggy's funeral at the moment. The family had a conference yesterday and some details should be coming through as to what's happening with Wiggy's funeral. Once again, the show from this weekend is up online if you want to listen to it. The second part of what I call the Ambassadors playlist. So again, if you want to listen in to some great Northern Soul, it's now up online, originally broadcast on beatsradio.co.uk. Looking at arrivals today then, first of all, Czech Republic, one flight in from there, one flight in from Poland, only one from Poland, 4 from the Netherlands, one from Athens, 1 from Athens, 4 from the Netherlands, 1 from Sweden, 1 from Brussels, 1 from Israel, 1 from Denmark, 1 from Catalonia. And today we have another flight in from the UK. This is an EasyJet flight coming in at 12:20 from Bristol. Be interesting to see how full that flight is. Yesterday's flights in from the UK were virtually all full. So that was good news in regards arrivals of the British here on the island. Also from our sources, next week there are going to be flights from Doncaster, Birmingham and Newcastle. And those are TUI flights. Got the word from our people at TUI who are giving us that information yesterday. So again, it's on the up at the moment, which is good. Right, when it comes to infections at the moment, I'm afraid the infection rate is not good. And that is one of the reasons for some of the stories today. I will go into those in just a while. But the infection rates have gone up. Within the last 24 hours. You might remember they'd already gone up when I last reported you. We had 1,001. That has now risen to 1,797 new infections across the country. We've had 8 new cases identified after checks into the country. That was up on 4 on the previous day. Now, when it comes to the national stats about locations for infection, we had 11 new cases in Corfu. No cases detected in the prefecture of Kefalonia. However, Zakynthos, unfortunately, has had 1 new case detected here on the island. Where that case is, we don't know. Whether it's been detected at the airport or whether it's been detected, from somebody testing on arrival, we don't know. But anyway, at the moment, that means our score for the month of July, which we were doing so well, we had 0. We now have 1 case for the month of July. Let's just hope that is the first and the last. When it comes to deaths, unfortunately, across Greece, that has risen slightly. Reported to you the other day, we had 6 new deaths across the country. That's risen to 8 new deaths within the last 24 hours. That now brings the total now to 12,754 since the pandemic started. 96% of those people passing away have health issues or over the age of 70. And once again, our condolences to the families that are affected. When it comes to critical cases, the good thing is critical cases are still on the decline, which is a positive. They were at 173. The number is now down to 168, 115 male and 53 female. And let's just hope those numbers just keep going down all the time. Right now, as I said, I don't normally like leading with stories from the UK. However, I did read this story this morning. I've gone through, analysed it, and some of it you've got to be careful about the wording. Again, clickbait headlines for people to click on the story. But once you start reading through it, and can I emphasise on people, please don't read the headline. Read the headline to get the story, but then read the article because a lot is said in the article. All right. So anyway, at the moment, summer holidays for UK travellers are set for July the 19th takeoff. For fully vaccinated travellers who could avoid quarantine after Freedom Day as Boris prepares to tear up his self-isolation rules, which, to be honest, were absolutely crazy, all right? Anyway, Boris Johnson is set to tear up quarantine rules from as early as July the 19th, which could allow summer holidays. Remember, the word is could allow summer holidays. Anyway, ministers are expected to make the final decision on exactly when to drop the requirement for quarantine, but multiple sources have told the Mail that the Prime Minister is determined to implement the move on so-called Freedom Day on July the 19th, when most remaining domestic restrictions will be scrapped. Anyway, Whitehall sources said Border Force, which had asked for more time to prepare for introducing the changes at ports and airports, has now dropped its objections, removing the last major hurdle to early implementation. Anyway, airlines are now set to reveal a trial system to be introduced this week for passengers to provide proof of vaccination at check-in and upon arriving in Britain, using dedicated arrival lanes to let credentials be verified. Anyway, Heathrow is to provide a fast-track lanes for fully vaccinated arrivals as the airline industry steps up the pressure on ministers to open up quarantine-free travel to amber destination, which is where Greece is at the moment. We're still in the amber at the moment. So again, that's looking positive at the moment. Again, it's still yet to be decided. It's still yet to be confirmed. A lot of noises are being made in various locations, which could mean that Boris has got rid of his crazy self-isolation plans that he had, and those looks like they are going to be torn up, hopefully, as long as the ministers pass it through the House. Now, another story, which is a re-implication because of the rise in the increase here of the infection rate. Some people may misinterpret this, so I'm going to go through this concisely, because I think it's important that we do not misinterpret this new rule that's coming here as of the 8th of July. Now, as of the 8th of July, all bars, clubs and other entertainment venues will only be allowed to serve seated guests, the Greek government has announced. Now, speaking after the health authorities reported a sharp rise in the new COVID-19 infections, the Deputy Minister of Civil Protection, Nikos Georgiadis, said businesses who flout the regulations will face heavy fines. Now, at the moment, this is not saying that as of the 8th of July, the bars and restaurants are all going to be open and allow inside use and everything else. No, the rules are still the same as they are at the moment, in the fact that you go in, you sit down, inside areas are not allowed to be used at the moment. They're still closed, all right, unless you have a retractable roof on your venue. All outside areas, people must go in, sit down and wait to be served. I think basically what's happened with the increase of the infection rate, which they are actually blaming on bars and clubs, believe it or not. The Prime Minister has warned that the incidence of the Delta variant was increasing, and this was especially with young people, and he has actually blamed bars and clubs for that increase. He also says that the Delta mutation has begun to prevail and the unvaccinated are in danger. I am quaking in my boots. Anyway, since last Monday, he says we have recorded a jump in new cases, which have almost tripled. The new cases have been detected mainly in people of a young age and mainly in entertainment activities in clubs and bars, which facilitate transmission. The Prime Minister, the Minister then said businesses will also have to respect the maximum customer threshold set by the Ministry of Development under the current restriction measures, and establishments that violate the rules will face a penalty of €5,000 and being shut down for 7 days. The second violation, they said, will result in heavier fines, and a third violation will result in the confiscation of the business's license. So basically, they're saying now that it looks like they're going to get stricter on enforcing the rules in bars and restaurants. And those people who've been kind of flouting the rules slightly, getting clever, finding ways round them, you may find that the police are going to be out and about and they are going to be imposing these rules. Anyway, interestingly, the Development Minister, Adonis Georgiadis, he's also issued a stern warning to bars, clubs and entertainment venues not to exceed customer capacities allowed under the current restriction measures, or else they face hefty fines. However, if some people have the cunning, and this is his words, not mine, he said, however, if some people have the cunning to stay, I will declare that I have mixed areas, but I will work with the capacity allowed for vaccinated areas. They are making a big mistake, I assure you, and they will find out. Georgiadis was speaking on Greek TV last night, promising very large fines for such violations. Those who want more capacity will work strictly with vaccinated customers, he said, adding that the state will not allow those who follow the law to feel like suckers. And I can honestly understand that, because there are people who are following the rules. Certain people are not following the rules, or being clever, shall I say. And a lot of people are getting a bit sick of it, to be quite honest, because why should they suffer while the others seem to be carrying on willy-nilly? So once again, there is no change at the moment from what I can see to any of the rules. They're just reinforcing the rules that are in place at the moment. Trust me, I want to get back to work as soon as possible. I don't like sitting around, wasting time, wasting earning potential. I just, want to get back to work. So again, we're going to wait and see how this pans out. We're going to see how strict the restaurants are. I've just had a little message here. It says, hi, Ginge, is there any live bands, music allowed in bars? Last year, live music was banned when we were there. At the moment, there's no live music in bars and restaurants at the moment. It is all what is allowed, played through their PA systems, because, again, you're not allowed to dance in bars at the moment. And there is no live music at the moment. And that is something we want to get back. We want to get back to doing our club nights, karaoke nights, our entertainers as well. We want them back working. But again, at the moment, we've still got the restrictions on. Everything has to be directed from outside. Nobody's allowed inside. This mixed areas at the moment, that yet has not been confirmed. at the moment, and I reckon that probably by the end of the week there will be a confirmation on this from the Greek government. But at the moment, like with Boris, we're all sat waiting. But what we do know at the moment is that they're going to be out to hit people hard to make money and to obviously get money in, and also to obviously cut down on this infection rate, which actually has been on the increase here at the moment. And we're just praying. We are safer. Please don't get the wrong impression. When you look at our numbers for infection, they are minuscule in comparison to other locations and other areas. We are still a safe island. We've had one positive case here on Zakynthos this month. We had 7 cases last month in June. That is a staggeringly low number, and yet the country is still on the amber list. So again, we'll wait and see. Also, the old criminal fraternity's been out and about again here in Zakynthos. Zakynthos Car hire companies have become victims of a scam in the last 24 hours after complaints were made by them to the police. It seems they cleverly rented the vehicles with fake IDs to people, and then these cars made a disappearance from Zakynthos and were located either in other areas of Greece or in other areas of the world, shall we say. Anyway, in the last 24 hours, a total of 3 different incidents were recorded by rental companies who seem to have fallen victim, according to the descriptions. The same person was hiring the cars. Now, this person appears as a tourist in 3 different car rental shops in Zakynthos using an identity which turned out to be fake. He rented the cars, obviously, which were never returned. Anyway, in one case, the rental company was informed that the vehicle had been rented and was found crashed on the border with Bulgaria. Yeah, while the second case, a car which was rented from Zakynthos was found in Domokos. And I don't know where Domokos is, but I definitely know it isn't here on Zakynthos. Anyway, authorities speculate that the cars were used for criminal activities such as smuggling illegal immigrants at the border, while behind the person who appears to be at the rental office with an identity card whose number actually turned out to belong to a woman. Anyway, this case has now been taken over by the Zakynthos Security Department. No word as to whether these people are still on the island, but if you are running a car rental company, you've probably already been told on the jungle drums, basically, just be very careful who you're renting your cars to, that you can verify their identity and you're not going to get scammed as well. Anyway, more update on the fire that we had here on Zakynthos on Sunday night. It seems that a total of 15 acres of forest were burned by the fire that broke out on Monday night in Skopos. And despite the fact that in the early hours of Monday, firefighters had put the fire under partial control, strong force of winds meant that the fire was still having to be tackled by the force who remained there during the day, and they were active in putting out the fires in that location. Now, the fire was attended by 10 vehicles and 25 men, while 5 vehicles were left at the front during Monday. There was also the mobilisation by the local government, that is the Demos send people out with machines. They're normally Bowsers and trailers who also get activated by the civil protection to obviously help fight any fires here on the island. That becomes a bigger job for the fire department. There was also a water tanker that had been recently received by the municipality of Zakynthos. That was also deployed to obviously bring extra water up to the firefighters in the area of Skopos. Now, what should be emphasised is that the fire broke out shortly before midnight on the Sunday, and while there had been a 24-hour increased alert of authorities throughout the island due to the weather conditions, that caused an increase of fire risk. Now, in fact, last Thursday afternoon, an emergency civil protection coordination was held, where patrols were distributed, and there was a coordinated cover of the entire island with vehicles from the fire service and the municipality, and also with fire volunteers. Now, it also must be reminded that last year the fire service here on Zakynthos arrested a man who was responsible for setting a fire in the area of Skopos. He was later, which is under investigation, and according to information, the case is at the stage of still being classed as a major investigation. So once again, can I just implore people, please be very careful at the moment. It is very hot. Be careful if you're a smoker driving about, flicking your cigarette ends out of your car, which you shouldn't be doing. Also, if you're going to have a barbecue or something of that nature, please be very careful that you don't inadvertently cause a fire or it gets out of hand when you're lighting it. Again, if you accidentally cause a fire, that is still classed as arson in the eyes of Greek law, and you can find yourself in very serious trouble. Also as well, be very aware of broken glass, putting drinks down somewhere, sun shines through, creates a magnifying glass effect, and the next thing you know, you've got a small fire. And the way things are at the moment, it's an absolute tinderbox. Things will go up. Also as well, a bit of Greek national news for you. The Greek police have unravelled a racket dealing with bogus prescriptions, which has cost the Greek National Health Organisation over €5 million in damages. 13 members of the ring have already been arrested, including the leaders, the accountant, 2 doctors. The criminal case that was filed included another 65 people, among them 54 of those are doctors, and the owner of an elderly care unit. Anyway, it seems the gang bribed doctors to issue false prescriptions for medical material, mainly catheters and oxygen cylinders, in the name of people insured with their AMCA. Now, they would then use the prescriptions to obtain reimbursements from the AMCA. The gang set up a series of lawful companies to conceal the sums of money that they were earning from their illegal activities, and the investigation revealed that the gang had been active since about 2015. So basically, another scam that's now come to light, which has cost the Greek NHS a lot of money, and the police are on top of the organised crime that is going on here, not only on this island, but also over in the mainland as well. So again, that's an interesting story as well. And finally, a little bit of happy news, all right, on top of the mixed news of today. In ancient Greece, kissing was not considered strictly romantic or intimate. Rather, kissing was often a greeting between acquaintances and could be used as signs of respect. And yesterday, believe it or not, I never knew this, but yesterday was World Kissing Day. And they were saying that we need to rediscover how kissing was performed in ancient Greece. Kissing in ancient Greece, Greeks would often kiss each other, and it had a distinct social rules for where these kisses would be placed on the body, depending on the status and the relationship between the two people. Kissing was also certainly considered a sign of affection, as in many of Homer's works, kissing is used to illustrate the deep bond of friendship or kinsmanship. Often parents were described as kissing their children in order to show their love, and men who were close friends would also kiss. And today people kiss here in Greece, men kiss men as a sign of greeting, a sign of affection. I know when I first came here it just seemed a bit odd and a bit awkward thing to do. However, as time has gone on, you know who to kiss and who not to kiss in your first greeting. So again, it's one of those funny things. But anyway, for yesterday, happy International Kissing Day. Right, let's have a quick look at the messages that have been coming in from people. Shane Bowen says, sending belated kisses. Thank you, Shane, I appreciate that. He also said, where is it? I'm missing it. Where is it? There was another message there. Anyway, let's just quickly see who's sending messages. Alfling is watching. Quick shout out to Alfling. Barbara Telfer is watching. Dave Matthews says, good morning. How is Oxford today, Dave? Are you fishing today? Do you know what, Dave? I'm going to go off subject here. Yesterday, I sat watching Jack Hargreaves. Who remembers Jack Hargreaves out of town, in the country, those old TV series? What an amazing bloke he was. Sat talking about fishing, talking about country ways of life. I've got to be honest, since watching Jeremy Clarkson's farm program on Amazon. Oh, what an absolutely brilliant program that is. It's kind of rekindled my little look at England and farming and the era of my childhood of old Jack Hargreaves on a Sunday afternoon on Southern TV doing his out of town. And I was always amazed that this guy would just talk, no script, nothing, and talk about whatever it was, mainly fishing, mainly farming and stuff like that. And some of it is so timeless. He could be talking about today, and you consider that the program was made in 1980s and 1970s time. So again, thank you for that. You've rekindled some memories there, Dave. Also as well, Dave Matthews says good morning. Julie Meldrum is tuning in as well. Lisa Kimberley, Lisa Jane Baker is watching. Danny Holland Parker is watching. He says, fishing tomorrow, mate. Weather here is thundery. Okay, fair enough. Right, I'm just having a look. Billy Esther is watching. I'm just seeing if there's any big comments at the moment from anybody. Right, that's it from me, I think, for today. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Once again, can I just remind you, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to there. I'm just trying to create more viewers there. Also, as well, it's a bit of an archive as well for all the previous broadcasts, so you can go over there and double check and cross check anything that I may have said. Got to give a big shout out to Paul Boothie up there in the Peloponnese. How you doing, fella? Nice to have you tuning in. I wonder if you're on your yacht today just milling about with the weather, because it is quite calm here at the moment. There's not much of a breeze. I don't know what it's like up where you are. Just one last quick look. Quick shout out to Ginge Coldwell. Nice to have you tuning in. I spoke to Michael yesterday and we were talking about the football, but let's stay positive. Football. Let's see how England does today at Wembley. I know people will be counting the masks, but we'll wait and see. But anyway, it's looking positive at the moment, and let's hope it stays that way. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll speak to you tomorrow, and I'll keep my ear to the ground. You have a great day, and catch you later. Ta-ra.